TikTok ads. My mind is blown. You need to see what Brady's teaching us on how to generate real leads on TikTok. Join us now. TikTok ads have you confused? Think it's only for influencers and pretty women that sing and dance? In today's episode of Coach You, we're going to talk about how to do TikTok for real business owners. And we have no other than Brady Sticker, who is the two-time Ninja Hacks Award winner and a seven-figure agency player. Welcome, Brady.
What is up, Dennis? I'm so happy to be here and dive in and talk about how businesses can grow and get new customers with TikTok ads.
Brady is an absolute boss when it comes to TikTok ads, and this realm is completely new. So he's going to share with us some examples. I hope that you guys pay close attention to see how this can apply in your business, even if you're not a chiropractor. So Brady, let's dive right in. Let's go to an example and walk through end to end how you think about TikTok ad campaigns and how you measure the results.
Yeah, for sure. So I think before we even dive in, I think it's important to understand, like, even me, I'm in my early 20s. I'm personally on TikTok. And whenever our clients asked, when they asked, like, hey, can you guys do TikTok ads? I started shutting them down. I was like, no, like that's just an app for dancing teenagers. But then it wasn't until I had a client tell me, oh yeah, we use you guys, Chiro Candy, for Facebook ads, but we have another agency that does our TikTok ads. That's when I was like, oh, like I kind of felt like I was getting cheated on. And so I was like, all right, now maybe I should actually look into this. And so for me, at the end of the day, we want to do everything we can to grow our digital agency. And so I'm always looking for different things that we can give value and what we can offer our customers, our chiropractors we're working with. And so we went ahead and decided to test it with one of our clients and blew it out of the water, getting tons of new patients requesting appointments for significantly cheaper than what they were getting on Facebook. And so, if you want, I can go ahead and share my screen and we can go over like an example of what a video would look like. Now, one of the biggest things I've learned is you can't just take the content that you've already made from YouTube and Facebook and just take it, put it on TikTok and just let it run and like hope that it gets the same results as it might have on these other platforms. When you do that, you stick out like a sore thumb, right? And I think what it comes down to, like, do you remember TiVo? Like way back in the day, like the very first DVR. So like, I remember whenever TiVo came out, it was revolutionary for me because I was like, I'm young. I was like in middle school when it came out, and I didn't have to watch commercials anymore, Dennis. I could fast forward them, and I feel like that's kind of how my generation is. We don't like being sold to. We don't like watching ads, and so if the ads that you get service to if it looks like an ad, if it doesn't match the ecosystem, then I'm going to automatically keep swiping, right? And so that's kind of the lesson that we learned is you don't want your ads on TikTok to look like ads. So I would encourage anyone listening to this, go ahead, dive in and personally start using the platform, start swiping and getting familiar with the format. That way, when you're building out campaigns, you're familiar with the trends and the formats and the different ways to set up the background music and everything. That way it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb saying, oh, look, I'm trying to sell you something, right? And so let's go ahead and dive in and I'll share my screen. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing audio and everything too.
Yep.
So what we do for our clients is we just have them send us individual clips of just them throughout their office and the things they do. Obviously working with chiropractors, you can see this gentleman's getting a chiropractic adjustment. And then our team just edits it together. That way they don't have to like worry about, in like any agency owners out there, thinking about TikTok ads, this is a lot easier than having to coach your clients through actually editing the videos themselves. So we just have them send us clips and then we edit it together. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Hey, Ottawa area. Do you have back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, sciatica, or headaches? We're doing something awesome to promote our chiropractic clinic. We're giving away vouchers for a $50 new patient exam and first adjustment. So satisfying. Click below to claim your voucher. We've got your back.
So as simple as that, just something that, people that are on TikTok, you probably recognize the text to speech feature that we had. We had some quick transitions between scenes, and like that is like, it's not a great video. Like, you know, it's not like that's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, it's revolutionary. Like, it's very simple, to the point. People that are familiar with lead generation agencies and Facebook ads probably recognize kind of that format, saying, hey, do you suffer with this? We're doing something special to promote our office. Click here to sign up and schedule a new patient appointment. I'm going to be honest, whenever I set up the first ad with that format, I was not confident. I didn't think this was going to work well. But I was pleasantly surprised to just get crazy results. And our clients, they love it. And I think it's because they're just getting so much more bang for their buck on TikTok right now than they are on Facebook. And now, like, the majority of our clients, we're working with like 350 chiropractors. They're almost all of them are on Facebook ads, but we've probably got around 100, so a little under a third using TikTok ads as well. And, you know, a lot of the times, you know, agency owners out there are going to know, whenever you get a lot of quantity, sometimes in the back of your mind, you're thinking, okay, I hope that like these are good quality, right? And so if you want, I can go and show you some numbers and like,
let's see
do
that.
a breakdown of the cost and everything. So, you know, like I was saying, you've got quantity versus quality. And so what we do build out everything inside of our own ads account. And that way we can just see everything in one place. And for those of you that are familiar with TikTok ads, you know that you can't always do everything that you want to like you would on Facebook. For example, it's not as easy to target individual zip codes or, you know, dropping a pin and doing a radius. And so the more money that you spend on TikTok inside of your ads account, the more features that they give you. And so that's why everything's inside of one ad account. But regardless, right here, like I just sorted by who has the most conversions. So let's start down at the bottom. So this is just within the last 30 days. So this doctor had 50 leads for $6 a piece. This next one, 53 for $11 a piece, 62 for $6 a piece, 63 for $6.42. Like, so you can see these numbers. It's just incredible, blowing out of the water. Like, I have, you know, 200 clients that would kill to get these kinds of numbers from their ads on Facebook right now. And so, like, you know, you've even got some clients, if you scroll all the way up, 500 patients requesting an appointment for $3 a piece within 30 days. Now, I look at that and I kind of get nervous just because, you know, quantity versus quality. And so I see a big number of people signing up and I'm wondering, okay, how many of these are actually showing up in the office? Like, that was the thing going through my head. And we've actually gotten some really good feedback from our clients saying, hey, we're actually converting these better than Facebook. And I was kind of shocked to hear that. Like, I thought it would at least be the same, if not maybe a little worse. But no, our clients are saying that they're actually converting more of these leads into care, into like people walking in the door and accepting care. And so here's like a couple of testimonials. So like we'll read through this one. Our TikTok ads have been running for a couple of weeks now across 3 different markets. I'm very pleased with how it is going. Best of all, the leads are cheap. We've received around 90 leads for well under $10 a lead. Most importantly, we have a great conversion rate of getting them on a schedule and converting them into a treatment plan. Thanks, Chiro Candy. And so seeing things like that, because at the end of the day, like I can send my clients leads all day long, but if they don't actually show up in the office, then what's the point, right? And so, yeah, man, it's going well. I would definitely recommend TikTok ads to anyone considering it right now. It's kind of a blue ocean for most industries. You know, I feel like a lot of people are just now getting around to the idea of advertising on Facebook, much less TikTok. You know, it's not an app for teenagers doing silly dances anymore.
Do you see a younger demographic that's becoming patients versus your Facebook ads?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're not even targeting anyone under the age of 25. So, I mean, it just depends what your definition of young is. I've got a lot more hair than you. It's, you know, people in their late, you know, we set it up to anywhere between, I think, 25 and 55 is the age range. And so I don't have exact numbers on, you know, what their demographic is, but I've seen some studies where the actual older demographics spend more time on the app each time they visit it than people that are younger. And like, for example, I literally, just the other day, I got a DM from my grandpa who's like 70 something sending me TikToks. Like my grandpa, Ronnie Sticker, who's like 70 something years old, is on TikTok and he's sending stuff to me. So I wouldn't I wouldn't want a business owner out there or even an agency owner to think, oh, TikTok, my clients or my customers or my clients' customers are not on this app, because it really looks like they are. It's a question of not are they on the app, but can I actually target them and reach that audience on the app?
Mm-hmm. So for targeting, you're just using Geo and then 25 plus?
We'll use Geo 25 plus. And now here's a tip for people out there. So let's say you haven't unlocked the zip code targeting, or you can't do super niche down geo-targeting. Like, for example, I live in the Woodlands, Texas. It's right outside of Houston. Now, if there was a chiropractor in the Woodlands and they needed to run Facebook ads
we get confused.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, let's say you haven't unlocked the full individual like zip code targeting with TikTok ads. So like example, I live in the Houston area. The suburb I live in is the Woodlands, right? So if there was a chiropractor in the Woodlands running ads on TikTok, there's a good chance he can't target just his individual niche, individual suburb of Houston. He's got to target the whole Houston area. Right? It's called the DMA. And so if he's targeting the entire Houston DMA, what you can do is, if you remember on that example I showed, the very first thing it did is called out the town that it's in, called out the suburb, not the whole Houston area. I would say, hey, the Woodlands area, do you suffer with back pain X, Y, and Z? And then on your funnel, like instead of just asking for their name, email, and phone number, ask some pre-qualification questions. Like one of the ones we're doing is, do you live within driving distance of the Woodlands? That way, you know that they are qualified and they're not on the other side of Houston, for example, and that this is someone that lives in my service area. And then you can, this is just a marketing tip. Like if you're getting a high quantity of inquiries, add additional steps in the funnel to improve the quality and lower the quantity. And so even when we seems like we're adding all these questions, we're still getting tons of quantity. So it's working great. Yes.
You're still getting a 10% conversion rate, which is nuts. And I noticed there's a difference, of course, when you've got a quarter of your 350 chiropractors that are on TikTok ads, some are going to perform better than others, right? Your top one had 500 some leads and other ones, maybe they have a few dozen. What is it that differentiates the ones that win versus don't?
Yeah, man, I think like anything, yes, the area matters, but at the end of the day, like you need to have an offer that's going to resonate with your audience. And so we're not one of those agencies that say, oh, if you want to market with us, you have to do a $21 adjustment, right? Because a lot of we come from the chiropractic industry, not like the marketing industry, if that makes sense. So we understand that like discounting an adjustment at that level, is a great way to generate a lot of leads. But like a lot of chiropractors aren't going to be comfortable with that just because they know the value that's in a chiropractic adjustment. So they don't want to necessarily discount that to get someone in the door. But like there's always, going to be a good middle ground whenever you create your offer. So I would say, just like anything, if you can have an offer that's going to resonate with your audience, then like you're going to kill it. But obviously, yes, like each area is different. It's going to depend on how many other businesses in that area are running ads on TikTok, regardless if it's, your specific industry, right? For us, like regardless of how many chiropractors are running ads, how many small businesses in this DMA, in this segmented area are running ads on TikTok, period.
And that's why your CPM is down to like $4, right? Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And so when you reached out to me, I was a little hesitant because I was like, I don't know if I want more people to advertise on TikTok. Like we're killing it right now. And like it's like a third of the price of Facebook ads for most of our clients, if not way less. So I don't even know, if you're a business owner out there, heck, don't advertise on TikTok. Leave it for us. We'll take all those low CPMs.
It's blue ocean.
It really is.
So what other things have you tested to find that work or don't work on TikTok ads?
Yeah, man, it's a great question. And so for us, I'll be honest, we are relatively, at the starting point to this. We're at the beginning of the gold rush. And so what I told my team is like, look, this is going to be the first kind of format that we set up. And then like anything, like any other kind of campaign, as that it starts to die down, we need to be ready to update the creative to, let it start working again. And so, this is the first ad that we tested and it killed it. And so we're running with it until the CPMs start to go up. And like, as soon as our cost per leads like starts to rise pretty significantly, our team checks the KPIs every week. And, at that point, that's when we start creating, new variations. And so I would say as long as it fits the TikTok vibe, like you're not, overly editing it, that's not like in the TikTok format. Like here's a hack for you. Edit your TikTok video ads on your phone in the TikTok app, not on the TikTok ads video creator. You have a lot more features that you can use. And then what I do is just click on the preview button on the top corner after you edit it and do a screen recording, then airdrop that back to my laptop. And then I use that in the ad rather than editing my video on like Adobe Premiere or inside of the TikTok video editor itself. That way I've got more features, more things that I can do to make it look like a legit video ad. And the reason why I do the screen recording is because if you download the TikTok video, you're going to get the TikTok logo that bounces around the screen. And we want to avoid that because that just
is
kind
a pro tip.
And so that's one of those things you don't think about. And my team loves it, all these extra steps that they have to take to edit these videos. But it really does, I think, make a difference.
So if that's got to be done on the phone, that makes it a little tougher for VAs then, right? To be able to scale out this process to more and more chiropractors?
Probably. So we actually don't use any VAs. All of our team is here in the state of Texas. They're all, my friends from college, basically. And so we've got a great team that's somewhat local in Texas. And so what I did is I just created some training for them, and they've gone through and started to do that. And now we've gotten to the point to where we're probably going to start having, looking for VAs, like actual video editors, to do that. And, if I just show, I'm going to pay for a result. I don't care about the process and how we get that result. So if I show a VA, hey, I need a video to look like this format, I don't care if you got it on your phone. I don't care if you got it on a computer. But if it sticks out like a sore thumb and it looks like an ad and it doesn't look like an organic TikTok video, I send it back. I'll be like Michael Scott whenever he asks for a side salad and he says, if it comes on top, I send it back. And so if it sticks out like a sore thumb, I send it back.
Fantastic. So how do we build more Brady stickers in our industry to be able to evangelize and teach and build templates so other people know how it's done in other industries besides chiro, right? Do you think this will work for more narrow niches? Like therapy, personal injury, specialized kinds of real estate?
Yeah. What I've been telling people is if you think you can get business from advertising on Facebook, then you can get the same business advertising on TikTok just for a lot cheaper right now. Yeah. And so I would encourage you to at least try it, right? Back in the day, like I say back in the day, a couple months ago, whenever I had that client reach out, I was on the phone with him trying to get him to upgrade to SEO. Like as a company, as Chiro Candy, we were just trying to grow our monthly recurring revenue. So that's why we were trying to push SEO. And plus, like, it's one of those things our clients really need it. Like they only do paid ads with us, but I know like that's not a good long-term strategy, right? Like SEO is very important and most of our clients aren't doing anything. So it's one of those, like, give them what they want versus what they need. I know they needed SEO and I kept trying to, push that on them, and they really wanted TikTok because it's sexy. It's a shiny object. It's the new kid on the block. And I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. And it worked. And so I would encourage anyone that's listening to this, like, just give it a shot. Worst case scenario is, you don't get as good as results, but that's, you're never going to know if you don't test it. So
you've done a fantastic job, Brady, in teaching. I can see why you've won the Ninja Hacks Award for the second time in a row, and why all the other agencies are raving about what you've been doing. Now, to scale, what would you think, or just in general running TikTok ads, what's the most challenging part, would you say?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. One is getting the content from your clients. And I tried to make it as easy as possible. I created a step-by-step guide. Okay, I needed an example video of you giving an adjustment, a video of you giving x-rays, of you doing X, Y, and Z. And if they don't get that to us in a timely manner, then we just can't do it. And so we had like 40 clients either upgrade to TikTok or brand new clients start out that we've never worked with before, sign up all in 1 week. And so we told them, we were like, look, it's not first come, first serve. It's first whoever gets us their content first, whoever's ready first, then it's first come, first serve. It doesn't matter if you signed up first, because if you don't follow our instructions and get us that content, then you're gonna have to wait. And so really, I think it's just the easiest way to scale is having SOPs, right? You're like the SOP king. And so if you can have a process to easily, like for an agency, if you can easily, get this set up for your clients to where, okay, we need, these 5 or 6 video clips. This is the format that we're going to edit the first creative in, get that to a VA or, one of your team members to edit it for you. And then from there, getting it all together. And that was the hardest thing for me. And so what we did was just to make my life easier is I used a go high level survey that our clients filled out just saying, hey, I want to do TikTok. It was like an onboarding survey. Mm-hmm. And then once they filled that out, a webhook went over to Zapier, and then Zapier created a Google Drive folder. It shared the Google Drive folder with them and then sent them a direct link via the Zapier, just sending them an email saying, hey, Dr. John, thanks for signing up for TikTok. Here's a link to where you can upload your clips for the ads. And here's a link to some examples. Thanks. And then we had it even set up to where once a video was uploaded, it would add a tag. And so if the tag wasn't added within 48 hours, it sends them a reminder text. Hey, do you have a chance to upload those videos yet? And so it kind of automated the process for us of chasing our clients down, asking them for videos. Now, I say that. I checked right before this call. We still have 30 accounts that are in process for setup. And I've reached out to my team and I was like, hey, why are these guys marked as in process? Yeah. We're still chasing them down for content. And so another thing that you could do is having generic videos that you could use for multiple clients. Like chiropractors are very picky with and like legally they have to be, because different states have different requirements for the different chiropractic boards and all of that. So they would much rather prefer using their own videos than like stock content. Right. But if you can create your videos for your clients, it's going to make the process very easy. I can't do that. We haven't tested it. We have some professionally made stock content that it's literally me getting adjusted. We had a professional videographer come out, giving me, my wife, and my sister an adjustment. Now, if I could somehow use those video clips in these TikTok ads, I would. And that's just something we haven't tested yet because it's not proven. And I would much rather, let's stick with what works. And then, if we need to have that in my back pocket to use if for whatever reason a campaign starts to die down, the creative starts to, get stale.
So I noticed you're using the computer generated female voice instead of the docs narrating. Have you done testing to see the difference?
No, we haven't. But what we have done is I created basically a handful of just step-by-step different variations that my team can create using the exact same clips. Yeah. So the reason why I had our clients send over clips than sending us like the individual edited videos is that way once the creative starts to die down and get stale, I don't have to chase them down for more videos. Like they've already sent me all of these clips of them giving adjustments, giving x-rays, doing a report of findings. Right. So now I can just re-record that, reformat it. And so that was one of them, is the exact same thing, but rather than having the doctor narrate it, just having either a male or female on my team just do like a voice recording on their phone and having them do that narration over it. And another one is testing out. TikTok has different, and I'm not a lawyer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Need to double check what the TikTok rules are for using they've got their Disney Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy has his voiceover. I've seen it in TikTok ads. I'm pretty sure there's a little thing that says for personal use only, not commercial use. I'm not a lawyer. This is entertainment. Of course. This is for entertainment purposes only. So use that to your own discretion.
And are you using any of the viral sounds, or have you done testing on sound? Obviously, in a business account, you can't use commercial sounds. Yeah,
you can't use commercial sound, but you'll be surprised. There is, and I'm not a singer, but there's the one that's like, oh
yeah, that's the second one in the viral list.
Yeah, so that one, you've heard that one a lot, and a lot of people that are not commercial use that. Like a lot of personal accounts use that sound. So what I would do is look for royalty-free music that other creators are using on the non-business side that looks organic. That's what I would look for. Again, you can get in trouble and get your ads disapproved and probably get banned from running ads on TikTok if you use actual pop songs. I'm sure you could probably try it. I wouldn't, but
it'll get you banned.
Yeah, that'll get you banned. So I would just look for the royalty-free music, the commercial approved music that is trending. Like, and so there's a way to go in and look at even in like the TikTok video editor on your computer, look and see what the viral songs are that you're allowed to use as a business, and go through and see if you recognize any of them from, personally being on TikTok. And I would use those.
Yeah. Any final words of wisdom, Brady?
Man, my word of yeah. And so here's the thing, Dennis, I'm a big fan of the shotgun strategy. And so, I'm a country boy. I'm from Texas. And so if I was going to go duck hunting, I wouldn't bring a rifle, because I'm going to be honest, I'm not a good shot. Like, if that duck's flying, I'm going to use the rifle. I'm going to miss it like 9 times out of 10. However, I like using shotguns because even if I'm like a little bit off my mark, there's a really good chance I'm going to hit that duck. Why is that? Well, it's because you pull the trigger, it's not just one bullet that comes out, it's a bunch of BBs, and it kind of sprays your, where you're aiming that gun. And so same thing with TikTok ads, Facebook ads, really any marketing campaign, you want to create different variations, right? And so this is why I've told you I made a list of different variations on what we can take this creative and start repurposing the same video clips our clients sent us. And so that's actually, I've got a meeting with my team tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and start with that shotgun strategy, start creating different variations of the same video, essentially. That way we're using shotguns, not a rifle. And so like, that's what we do with our Facebook ads, and we'll set it up to where there's multiple ad sets and inside of one campaign that testing different headlines, creatives, audiences. And so have that shotgun approach, you've got a lot higher chance of hitting your target.
Well, especially like with Facebook and TikTok, the algorithm's so smart. Like, I noticed you're choosing the native lead ads. So it's optimizing to your objective. It's optimizing to who's engaging because you're passing back that signal. You have the creative that's optimized for that particular area. Would you say, based on that, potentially the TikTok ads algorithm is smarter than Facebook's?
Man, I don't know if it's smarter or what. It's making my clients money. It's making me money. So sure, it's smarter.
All right. Brady, where can people find you?
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram at Brady Sticker. If you have any questions at all about TikTok, or, or if you want to have a cool beard like this, feel free to shoot me a DM, and I'd be happy to help you out there.
Brady, thank you so much for sharing on the Coach U Show.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, go follow Brady.